Cold and flu season is upon us. So, as a functional nutritionist, it's really important to me to help you build your immunity so that you don't get the colds and the flus and the things that start with a C, because we really can prevent those things. Our inner immune system, our innate immune system, the one that God gives us, is really amazing. We just have to support it. So, obviously, this time of year, you want to get to bed earlier. So research shows getting a little bit of extra sleep in the winter is really, really good for your immunity and your blood sugar, your weight management, all of that stuff. So you can get, if you can get an extra 30 minutes of sleep a night, that would be fantastic. At least get 7, preferably 7.5 to 8. Okay. Make sure you cut back on your sugar. Now, it's really hard. We just had Halloween. We're coming up on holiday season where people want to make cookies, cakes, pies, all the things. Really, really be careful. Try to find some low sugar alternatives. I'll put a recipe down below, something that I eat quite a bit that really satisfying, super low in sugar, all natural. Uh, I call it apple soup. It's so good. So I'll leave you the recipe down below. Uh, but doing all the things, managing your stress, getting some exercise in. Now, it doesn't have to be hardcore, heavy exercise. We're going into a winter season, which means the body's supposed to slow down a little bit. We're supposed to kind of simulate hibernation in a sense. So going to bed earlier, it gets darker earlier, resting and relaxing more in the evenings. But a lot of restorative exercise still do your walking. If you don't have a treadmill in your house, I highly recommend getting a walking pad. They're super inexpensive, really, efficient, effective, don't take up a lot of space. You can stick it in front of your TV if you want, watch a show, watch a movie. But, doing some hand weights, arm weights, that kind of thing, some calisthenics, super helpful. Eating clean, try to make sure you can eat as clean as possible. In the summer, we can get away with not eating as clean because we've got the sun, we're outside, we've got the vitamin D, we don't have the germs lurking because we're not indoors so much. But when the sun kind of goes away a little bit in the evening, we know we don't have as much daylight. That's the time to really boost your immunity. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do and I recommend to my clients. The first thing I'm going to say is you need a really strong multivitamin. Okay, first off, I take basic nutrients 2 a day. This is a multivitamin. I don't take it every day because most days, at least 5 days a week, I drink the Mediclear Plus shake, which is the protein shake that's also a great detox. It has a full vitamin mineral profile. I think the only thing I might be missing is iodine, which I supplement with anyway. But this has iodine. This has a great deal of chromium in it, by the way, besides the vitamins and the minerals. And it has a very absorbable form of vitamin A, which is really important for the immune system. And nobody ever talks about that. So definitely need your multi. Of course, vitamin C is really helpful. It's a fantastic antioxidant. It's food for your adrenal glands. So if you're stressed, if you're overworked, underappreciated, vitamin C, super important. It's great for wound healing. It's great for allergy symptoms. And you definitely want to take it with the bioflavonoids. Okay? Oh, by the way, dosage on a vitamin C. Um, one capsule here is 500 milligrams. How we normally dose vitamin C is that you increase by 250 to 500 milligrams a day to bowel tolerance. So as soon as it makes your stools a little bit loose, you back off 500 milligrams, and that's typically your dose. And that might change over time, but some people get away with 500. Some people need several thousand milligrams of vitamin C a day. Vitamin D. Now, this is vitamin D and K2 together in a liquid. You just drop it on your food. You can drop it right under your tongue, whatever you want to do. Very important for immune function. I think we all know that now. It's great to get your vitamin D levels tested at least once a year. Some doctors will tell you if you're at 30, 35, that's good. That's typically for functional medicine. We consider that very low. We want to see your vitamin D around 70, maybe even 80. So, definitely get your levels tested. But in the winter, when you're not outside nearly as much, you're going to need more vitamin. Now, this is something that this is one of my favorite supplements. It's berberine. And berberine is good for so many things. It can help balance blood sugar. It's antibacterial and antimicrobial, antiviral. So we take this for, I take it at the first sign of any sniffle, even a pimple. If you get a pimple, before you go to bed, take some berberine. I would take two. And, usually 98% of the time you wake up the next day and the pimple is gone or it's greatly, greatly, greatly reduced. And so I love berberine, but it's really good for immune function. And it's also good for even healing your gut lining. So lots of uses for berberine. I definitely take it in the winter. Always have it around on hand too. Now, this is something that I just love called Empower. I've been taking it for many, many years. And this is mushroom extracts, which are really known for helping increase those natural killer cells, macrophages, things like that, to help your body detect pathogens and obliterate them. So I start taking this, I recommend like August, September. If you haven't been taking it, you can still start taking it now. But, all the way up through March, even April, just to cover that cold and flu season. And I haven't had a cold or a flu in years, thank goodness. But I really, pay attention and I take good care of my immune system. Now, if I'm ever traveling on an airplane, I will take this as soon in advance as I can. If it's a couple of weeks, even, just make sure, airplanes are just full of germs, pathogens, and every time you get on a plane, you hear that person coughing, and you're like, we're breathing the same air, yikes, So anyway, they live on surfaces too, but this is really good for T cells as well, which are an important part of your immune system. So I will put a link for this. I get this on Amazon. And the rest of these supplements are through Thorne. Now, I have an account with Thorne and I love them. I've been using Thorne products for over 20 years, personally and professionally. And so I will put a link below. I offer my clients 15% off of any Thorne order, whether you want vitamins, whether you want protein, collagen, any of it. I give you 15% off of anything. So go ahead and click the link. You can check it out. You can create an online health profile. It's free. Take a look at everything that they have. But if you're wanting to improve that immune function so that, you don't suffer. And if you're like me and you don't like to get jabs for the flu or any of that stuff, which by the way, our flu's recently, that jab is now linked to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I will put a link to that information below. You want to really be careful and, aware of these things. So, in the spirit of taking total control of your health, really focus on your immune function this winter and you won't be sorry.